Hello and welcome to a new review video from CircuitDigest. This is Sharad, your host for today, and in this review video we'll be talking about a very special product. This is Nordic's Power Profiler Kit 2. In this review video I'll be talking about its features, functionalities, potential use cases. I'll also compare it with some available modules available in the market, and I'll show you how to use the software. So without further ado, let's get started. Nordic's Power Profiler Kit 2 is a DC power profiler and a low-level logic analyzer. So if you are a hardware engineer or developing a hardware, you must be knowing that it is very essential to calculate the stray losses to debug your system, especially if your product is a battery powered product. You need to you need to know the exact quantity of current which is required so that you can select a optimum battery storage system or sizing of the battery. And this is where this product comes handy. It can measure currents as low as few microamps with a resolution as high as few nanoamps. So this is a perfect product for you. So let's see what comes inside the package. So now let's dive into the package and see what comes inside the package. So the device comes in a very simple cardboard box with minimal graphics. The first thing that you see is a power profiler kit packed in a anti-static bag. Apart from that, you get a 10-pin logic connector and a 4-pin current measure cable. Now coming to the board, there's an on and off switch in the center of the board. Apart from that, we have a USB for data and power transfer, and we have a USB just for power transfer. In the bottom part of the board, we have the 4-pin connector. In the 4-pin connector, the first two connectors are input to the power profiler, and Vout is connected to the VN of your measurement device and ground to the ground of that device. And in the right side, we have a 10-port logic connector. In this, we have VCC and ground and 8 pins for and 8 digital pins for low-end logic analyzer functionality. Now, how to use the power profiler? So the first thing you do is you connect the 4-pin connector. It's a DuPont type connector. You connect the Vout with the VN of your device which you want to measure and the ground to the ground. After making the connections, you use a USB power cable. It's a micro type cable and connect it to any of the above. Usually if you're transferring the data as well, you connect it to USB data put and power, which is in the right side of the board. When you make the connection, the LED starts glowing and starts blinking green. Now you'll open the app. Open the NRF Connect app on your computer. If you don't have the app, you can download it from the Nordic's website, link of which is given in the description below. Now in the website, you'll be greeted by this page. So in the page, click on the download link and you'll be taken to another page. Now in this page, choose your operating system. Since I have a Windows, so I'll be selecting Windows 32-bit and 64-bit option. And in the changelog, select the latest version. So I'll be selecting 3.7.1. Now in the link above, click on the link to start the download. After your download is complete, open the app. Inside the app, you'll have to find the Power Profiler app and open it. Alternatively, you can use the search option to type Power Profiler and open the app. So this is how your Power Profiler window will look. In this, select the device. Your device will be shown on the left side. Click on it and it will be selected. Since a node MCU is already connected to our Power Profiler, it is glowing in red color. When it's in source mode, it glows in red color, and when it's in ampere mode, the color changes to blue. So we'll select it as source mode and we can set the supply power. The minimum supply power is 0.8 volt and the maximum it can give is 5 volt. So our node MCU works at 3.3 volt. So we'll select that. Alternatively, you can just click here and type the voltage as well. Now click on the enable power output and you have to select the sample time. So the maximum it can take is 100,000 sample. That is 10 times more than the previous generation. So we'll keep it as 100,000 samples. And now you can click on the start button to start sampling. So this is the live view which works as an oscilloscope. It gives the real-time data. It also has maximum current consumption, the time period, and how much charge it has taken till now. Here we have a preset for the time frame, and we can make it as small as 10 millisecond all the way up to 3 minutes. If you don't want the axis to continuously adjust according to the minimum and maximum output current, you can lock the axis by toggling the switch. Even when the live view is off, the data is being recorded, which you can understand by observing the movement below the stop button. One of the special features of the software is the ability to show average amount of current or maximum amount of current in a specific time frame, which we can easily select by clicking and holding the left shift button and left click of the mouse and dragging it over the period of time frame we require. The selected time frame is highlighted by a gray color. As you can see, this is the selected time frame, and we also get the data. We get average current, that is 356.54 mu amp. We get the maximum current. We also get the time, which is 3.276 millisecond, and the charge. In the bottom right corner of the window, we have a show log button. The log shows us every step of ours, every action of ours with a time frame. You can increase the size of the observation window by toggling it off. The Power Profiler app provides us with two views. One is data logger view and a real-time view. The real-time view is similar to an oscilloscope function, which plots a set amount of time whenever the consumed power reaches a specific target level. The real-time view provides us with two modes. One is a continuous mode and a single trigger mode. So these modes help us observe how a device performs with starting current or single trigger of current. The real-time view also provides us with triggering parameters, so we can select the time period of the length and level, that is the current, maximum current we can send. The Power Profiler app also gave us an option to save the screenshot, a feature which might come very handy for data analysis or documentation. It also gives an option to export the file in a CSV format, which we can use to analyze the data later in Excel or any database visualization app, or even in Python. So that's all about the basic introduction about the app. So now you know all the things you need to know about using the app. Now for the next step, we'll be testing our node MCUs. So I have two node MCUs. One is a faulty one, which is producing a lot of heat, which basically means that it is using excess current. So we'll see how much excess of current it is utilizing, and we'll also check it with a good new brand node MCU to see if it matches the data sheet. We'll measure the current, how much both the devices are taking, and see if the defective one is taking more current. The defective device is generating a lot of heat, so let's see how much energy is wasted in this device. So now we'll measure the current taken by a normal brand new node MCU and see how much it is taking. We need to enable the power output to measure the current. As you can see that the average current of a node MCU is around 237 milliamp. Now I'll change the node MCU and I'll use the defective one. So now I've connected the defective node MCU and let's see how much energy it takes. So as you can see that the average energy taken by this node MCU is 360 milliamps, which is higher than a previous node MCU. This energy is wasted in heat. The final conclusion is that for the price of $89, this is a very great tool. It has a great resolution and a decent range. It can also act as a power supply. So for a cost of less than $100, I believe that this is one of the best products available in the market. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and we'll meet next time with another video from Circuit Digest. Thank you.